Coq de la. Coq de la.
Cock deal.
Coq de la. You know what that means? Hey, how are you?
Is that in
In
Russian?
Paruski, in Russian. Kak. It's K-A-K. It's Cyrillic. Kak. You can say it as much as you want in school, in primary Russian school. In fact, it's encouraged.
Man,
Coq de
they have
la.
it so good.
That's so good.
Russian kids have it so good.
God. I miss the days of seeing like a literal 12-year-old walking down the street with a brown bag in hand, smoking a cigarette. It's like, God. You look at him, he gives you an evil eye back, like, don't you fucking look at me. I will break your veins. They don't know how to threaten, but yeah, they're getting there. Got a little bit of hooch in them. Yeah.
A little bunch of little Dragos running around. I assume everyone is even Drago.
Yes. Of course. Good. We both got the memo about wearing a Christmas attire today.
Yeah.
I can't really see mine. I'm rocking the everybody loves this sweater. It's the one I always get. The only comments I get on sweaters, like my coworker, she wears like these really nice Christmas sweaters that have like cats like crawling on Christmas lights or like shimmery things, and every day she gets like 15 compliments on her sweater. Their age range varies. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Most of them come from the 60 plus crowd. They love a good Christmas sweater.
Oh, for sure.
In fact, my grandmother, right on the cusp of 90 years old, wears this red sweatshirt. It says like "Hark the Heralds." It's got like the music score like interwoven with angels on it. That's an all year wear. I'll see that in the summer on a Saturday night dinner.
Yes.
That's a regular. But I only get it whenever I wear the Santa riding a unicorn in space with a sword. So there it is in all its glory.
Wow.
People like it. But it's apropos for today. I've got a major motion picture to speak about today that
We do.
I didn't expect. I didn't see coming.
We do. Yeah.
If you haven't yet, watch the film Violent Night. It's the fourth in the Christopher Nolan trilogy.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, so give it a watch. I almost accidentally rented it. Well, it was on Hulu, so I was like, sweet. And I clicked on it. But Hulu does this fucky thing where it's not the movie they're showing you sometimes. It's like the USA channel's broadcast of it. So you click on it, and it's like, you're like, okay, whatever. Oh, does it mean there's going to be a commercial? I can deal with that. Then it says, this film has been modified for content. I was like, oh, no. This feels like I'm going to miss out. Yeah.
I watched mine on Peacock because it was available on
That's
Peacock.
right. That's why I found it. So I didn't realize that, but I was about to rent it. And I literally went on to Amazon to rent it, and then it said free, like, because Amazon connects, they pull in all the others, and it's like, on
So
Peacock,
much
get a free
technology.
trial. It's like, I don't need a free trial. I pay for it monthly, whether I like to or not. I perpetually forget that this is one I'm going to cancel.
Yep.
But please enjoy my money, NBC, Universal, Warner Brothers, Netflix, whatever you are now. I don't even know where the
company.
connections are.
Yep. It's just all one company.
So, do yourself a favor, watch that movie, because we're going to talk about it, I would say, for the majority of this program.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll just say, before the song, anus is okay, technically. It's a technical term. I'll just leave it at that. All right?
Hit it.
With the past still pretending strangely familiar like a tune we both know. Living the reruns from a long time ago. Levels we cleared and the battles we lost. 20 years gone, but we still count the cost.
Very nice. Very nice. You know what I should have done, since I'm also still paying for it, is the That's a good look. That is wow. That looks like it's meant to fit over headphones.
Yeah.
Is that what? Did you look up winter hats that fit over headphones?
I've had this for years.
What's on the top? Oh, it's Santa going down
Santa
the chimney.
going down a chimney on the top of my hat.
I need to swap over to the Christmas lights here. Let me see. Okay.
Oh, there.
There we go. Okay. Wow, what a look. Fantastic. We did, a lot of lore, a lot of Santa lore in this film, including up and down the chimney and how that works.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get into that, something happened last night that I look on my landlord in a new way now.
Okay.
So I had yesterday an Amazon package delivered to me. You know, it's the height of the delivering season. I've had it's all wrong. All the deliveries are wrong. I don't understand why. I mean, I get there's a lot of pressure probably from Jeff Bezos and his cronies to make these drivers just throw shit on porches. But take 2 extra seconds per package. I know it'll probably be an extra 15 minutes in the day, but I live at 13 and my package goes to 15 occasionally. It's next door. What's interesting is they always have to take a picture of it to verify, where it's going. It's like, here's the proof that I did good. And I saw the picture while I was at work yesterday. I was like, fuck, I know exactly what house it is, and that's not mine. I was
That's
like,
not
sure
mine.
enough, I'll go home and it'll be on my porch because someone will arrive to that house and say, oh, that's not my name and that's not my address, but I know that address. It's right over there. I'll just go pop it on their porch, just like any sane human being would do. So when I got home last night, it wasn't on my porch. I did go next door, look on the porch, not on their porch either. I was like, oh fuck.
There we go.
We've got a situation. And so the way my house is similar to the next door house. So I live on the upstairs to the landlord. There's a lot of multifamily homes in town, and many of them structured the same way. Like the front door is kind of like a little bit of a foyer. Just it's really a room for stairs and doors. That's all it is. You get yourself in there. Okay. So I approach the house and I see what looks like through the glass an Amazon package leaning against a wall. So someone that lives there not knew the package wasn't for them, but they did bring it inside, which is a courteous move. But they clearly didn't read the label. So I was like, all right, easy enough. Ring the doorbell. No answer. Oh, I'll ring the other doorbell. No answer. I was like, there's cars here. I see them in the street and behind the house. So I'm not going to shame. I'm not a first doorbell answer. Like, take your business elsewhere. I don't, I'm just not. I'm not one to.
Okay.
Don't come to my place and ring my doorbell. If I don't expect you, please move along. I don't care what it is. I'll wait an extra day if it was something I needed, unless it's a pizza delivery. But in that case, guess what? Guess who's at the door waiting, like a dog waiting for its owner? I am there. I'm ready. You don't need to ring the doorbell. Yeah. I will meet you at the stairs. I'll be right out there.
Oh, your pizza should be there in 25 to 30 minutes. I'll be there in 15.
You're not far off. I am tracking the DoorDash. I'm looking at the turn. I even time the turn. So I know because the map's just a little bit behind where real life is. So I know when the turn's happening, he's already halfway down the street.
Wow.
So I do, because I want to make sure the light's out, but then I'll do maybe so once in a while, just to be coy, I'll do a little I'll see him, but then I'll back up and then I'll walk towards the door when they get out, just so, it's not like I'm not desperate. It's not like that at all.
You do that, you do the hot rod thing of hitting the hammer on the engine. You're like, oh, hey, didn't see you there, pizza guy. To make it look like you were already outside just doing other stuff.
Yeah. You get it. So nobody answers. And I'm like, and it's not that big of a deal per se, except at work, we're doing this thing. I don't know if you've ever done an angel tree. We call it Adopt a Family. So we're helping out a family in town that we found that really needs, serious needs. Has 3 kids, all under like 6'2" and 5 years old. The couple is like 23 and 22. I'm like, jeez, that's brutal. Don't have a lot. So a couple
get
of
'em
the
condoms?
gifts that I got for them are coming in, dude.
That's
I
probably the number one.
You're
thing.
not the first person to make that comment.
Let's get them some condoms, red and green.
I was. I did make that comment. Yeah.
Good.
Let's get a little plan B in their lives, something like that. They were found at a church, so not a lot of birth control in the church outside of the abstinence and rhythm method. They don't hand out a lot of free condoms at church. Should they? I don't know. Let's let 2026 decide. And so, just a couple things coming in that I wanted to make sure I got timely, so I wasn't the dummy that didn't have gifts to bring. So I texted my landlord, because he's lived here forever. I think he knows the connection to some of the either landlord next door or whatever. I was like, dude, do you have a phone number there? I think there's a gift in there. I can see it, but I can't reach it. I just want to get a hold of somebody to let him know. And 20 minutes later, I get a text from him that says, I got it. And I was like, oh, cool. Thank you. And I was like, can I come down and get it? And he's like, well, I'll bring it up. So I was like, well, I'm going to go down because I had also, in the meantime, written a note and taped it to their front door. Just a simple neighborly note like, hey, I'm Matt from next door, 13. I think a package was delivered here. If anybody has seen it, do you mind giving me a shout or dropping it off next door? Here's my number. So I was like, well, I'll come down. I'll go remove the note. So I go downstairs. I see him. I'm like, oh, did you get the note off? And he's like, oh, well, I didn't see a note. And I was like, okay. I just want to go grab that. And I was like, oh, also, how did you got a hold of them? And he's like, no. I was like, what? He's like, no, I just went in and got it. I was like, oh. It's like, oh, because you probably, I was like, did they give you a key? Do you have like a spare key? And he's like, no, their door's always unlocked. I was like, oh. It's like, holy shit. It's like, oh my God, what a psycho. What a baller move. I did not know. You know what? I didn't even consider it. I saw the package in there.
Huh.
I didn't decide to go into the house. I was like, holy shit. I was like, wow. That's all the time. He's like, yeah, they never. Yeah. He's like, yeah, all these houses around here, like none of these people lock their doors. Like, look at that one over there. It's never. I was like, how do you know this? It's like, wow. That's all. So
all right.
But mine is like, so mine, when you walk into the
Right.
stairs room, it's a lock on it. I think that's normal. I don't know. But he's like, yeah, most of these houses, they don't, you can just, I was like, you know what? Even if I knew that, I probably wouldn't have done that. So kudos to you. I got my Amazon package and I got a little bit more respect for him. I don't know. Not that I didn't, but what a baller move from a 7. I guess it's part of being like 78, 75.
Yeah.
You just,
There's
like, who
there's
cares?
a I'm not here to wonder, be courteous or anything like that. If there's something that needs to get done, I actually have zero shame about it. So I think that's kind of like where the baller aspect comes from too, is like, I'm too old to give a shit about doing that. Okay.
And I couldn't, because it was already dark. It was like 5:36. So I was like, maybe I might do that next time, but I don't know if I'd rather do it while it's dark or during the day. I mean, you got to give it the college try with the doorbell. Like, I feel like once you do your diligence with that, you're free to enter anybody's home. I think that's written somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's obvious. Sure.
Especially around Christmas season.
I have to stop
it's the
answering
sa-
my fucking door.
It's the Santa Claus.
I'm such a bitch for answering my door. I hate it.
Well, also, I guess I've gone there when it's warm out, but your front door is always open, like to the outside world, just your glass door.
I like natural light, so yeah, the problem is I don't like having the front door shut. I have the storm door that is a big open window. It's not screened, but I do leave that open a lot. In the winter, I usually close the main door, but if someone's outside and they ring or knock or anything, well, no one rings the doorbell because no one knows how to. I honestly don't think anyone successfully rung my doorbell because it's like,
I don't think any of them work. When I was ringing them yesterday, I was like, do these things even work?
Well, mine's like the fake door knocker, but it's actually like a spring-loaded door knocker that when you let go, it like smacks a bell sound on the inside of the door. So it's a very odd
You're
concept.
making it difficult on the public.
So people just like tap the front door. But I don't know why I answer. Like you say, it's like, am I expecting something? No. Then don't fucking answer, Jeff. Like, I feel like my dad answering unknown phone numbers on his cell and getting mad about it. Because it's like, well, just don't fucking answer. Like, no one's calling you. No one from 866 is calling you. Like, it's the same principle. So maybe I have to look at that way. And it's always some jack off selling me fucking solar panels or something like that. I'm like, you people need to stop. I'm like, because when it boils down to it,
I rent.
Oh, I don't miss not having these types of like things. But anyway, I got to be better about not answering my door because, like you say, it's the whole like, there's literally nothing, no, unless someone's calling to tell me that my house is on fire, and if so, they're probably not wearing an ID badge and holding pamphlets in their hand. So I'll take my chances, but I gotta stop answering my door because I'm just done with it.
All right. In the spirit of the holidays, let's proceed.
'Twas a violent night.
Violent Christmas 2022. I feel like everybody's probably seen the commercial or the ad or the trailer for this at some point. Had never seen the movie. I think I was interested when it came out. It seemed like an action-y movie, but not, my expectations were not met, but I think in a pleasant way that we can get into. It does star David Harbour, so Stranger Things fans know him as the sheriff. I'm blanking on his name now. Cock, something like that. But you guys know if you watch Stranger Things.
Right. For those of you that don't watch Stranger Things, you don't care. And for those of you that do know what we're talking about. So who cares?
You're not a Stranger Things guy, right?
I am not. Nope. I tried it once a few years ago. I watched a few episodes and I go, I don't care about this. And then I turned it off.
I think maybe you could agree that, I don't know if you know anybody else. My contention is that David Harbour has probably had the biggest explosion from the series. Obviously, the main child actress, who's now, all these kids are like, it's weird because they're now all like, I don't know, 21, 22, 25. I don't know how old they are. But they were all kids then, and now they're older. But the main girl, who's now the heroine of the show, 11 is her character name, Millie Bobby Brown. So she's been in some movies. The rest of the cast was, Winona Ryder. She was already kind of established. They've had some other established actors in there. Sean Astin,
Winona Ryder. I like that. You're like, she was kind of already established. She's been in film like 30 years before this show came out.
Yeah, so I was like,
she's been around.
She didn't need a jump, but
no.
It's David Harbour. He's been in Marvel movies. He's been in several other things. So he's kind of had a good, nice little career bump from it. So
what's his face?
My contention, the biggest Stranger Things bump.
Finn Wolfhard is somewhat decent
he's
too. He's on a couple good things.
Movies and
yep.
Yeah. But in terms of sheer box office, Harbour's probably been in the biggest movies, I'm assuming. But he has that balance of like rough, dad type figure who doesn't give a shit, but also is kind of a softie. Really, when you break down the exterior, maybe that's his typecast, and it fits with this film. Also, I learned when this was filmed, he was just getting a divorce, or maybe around this era, or just has recently, from Lily Allen, the British pop star. And he's just been uninvited from the Stranger Things finale because of his recent erratic behavior. I guess apparently he's been going crazy in bars and shit. So it's good. That's the kind of guy you want, just an erratic. He has come forward about some of his bipolar tendencies. And I think those might actually be medical, not sure. But I did read that before I went into the movie because I really wanted our Santa to have a background that was based in reality.
For this movie, that's perfect. it's interesting because we'll kind of start prancing into it.
You want to give the basics and like the basic summary of the movie, like or the what do you call it, or the setup?
Yeah. So, I'll kind of give the two. We'll kind of go over in this first batch. We'll go over like the three setup points that we needed. So setup one is that we're in England at a pub, and you got the classic shot of the back of this one individual against a line bar, and he's wearing a Santa costume and finishing a pint. So I always like this thing too, because when they try showing a drunkard, because if you're starting in a bar, you're probably expressing this person drinks and they drink a lot. What do you think a character, who's more of the drunk? If the character is doing a shot when they open on him, or if he's drinking beer? Because they're never drinking a seltzer. They're not really maybe some sort of like mixed drink, like a marg, maybe. But usually it's a beer, or they're doing shots, the old leave the bottle term, or anything like that. Is there different types of movie drunks that you need the proper drink?
I like, the beer one, especially when you're lit. Just drinking beer implies that you've been there for many, many hours.
Okay.
It's not
That's
like
true.
You just stopped it. And I gotta say, like, Santa throughout this movie continues to get drunk, but apparently he's got a great alcohol metabolism. I'll say that because apparently it's on multiple stops that he enjoys his booze. But that is a great setup scene. Santa, it strikes the balance of, is this like bad Santa, Billy Bob Thornton Santa, or because that's why I was like, is that where this is going? Like he's just kind of a drunk,
exactly.
Because we know. Like just from the trailer, that he does get violent at some point. This is an action movie. It's not a secret from the trailer where he gets violent and tries to save some people from some kind of like group of criminals, essentially. Yeah. So Santa goes rogue, goes un-Santa-like. So this is a great setup at the beginning because I love a drunk Santa. I got to say that. I love in any kind of movie. I love a drunk Santa. I love like Home Alone Santa. Like the guy smoking the cigarette with the beard coming off of his face, all that kind of thing. Like the Billy Bob Thornton. I love just a guy who's got a seasonal job. In this case, it is the real Santa, but just kind of like he's jaded. He's in a moment of being jaded after hundreds of years of being Santa Claus.
Yeah, I like.
And
I
he
like
is confronted by a mall Santa.
Right, and I love that. I love that because because too, you're in England, so the bartender and the mall Santa have British accents and he doesn't, and so you're like in the midst of that, I'm like, oh wait, okay, so he is Santa Claus and he's talking to a mall Santa. Now, movies are always weird because movies with real Santa, obviously the biggest trope in a movie with real Santas is a bunch of adults being like, there's no real Santa, and I'm like, that really wouldn't work because my math brain and my science brain comes out and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Your children would get gifts that you didn't buy them. So like there's a lot of signs that point to that you would not refute the existence of Santa. It's one thing to refute vampires and stuff like that, but in real life with real Santa, there would not be that much of a refute. I digress though. One scene I did like, they showed him when he's talking, they show him crack walnuts in his hand.
Chestnut or walnut, yeah.
No nutcracker, so he cracks walnuts in his hand. So you're like, oh, he's a gritty
of some strength.
He's a gritty, upset Santa, but that's a nice little thing that you put in there.
It did raise some questions. I was like, and it did in the first fight, and we'll get to that soon. But I was like, okay, are we talking superpower Santa here, or is this just strong guy? I guess we have more to discover here.
And I like that they took liberties with language. And this is where we got our first snip of it, because he calls kids little shits and he like complains about the concept of consumerism and stuff, and I'm like, oh, we're like, he's like, yeah, like jaded, like he's just like I love that, like he lays into it and really like just basically express how much he hates Christmas, but he's got a job to do.
Hates consumption.
Yeah,
every kid wants video games and cash, like that's all kids want. And that gets to also the kind of what you were talking about, like, well, wouldn't parents know they got gifts? And, as we go through the movie, we see there's a lot of like explanations for things, whether they add up or not. I don't know.
But I like that they address it. They try addressing so many things.
Yes. Their Santa lore is important in this film.
As like discombobulated as it is, they do like want to make sure they're talking about it.
But he does, he does, there is a growth in the movie of, caring for the kids that do believe and want to believe and do care about Santa. And we see him along his path before he gets to his destination of like giving gifts to kids in their bed as well, not under the tree, like to the kids who believe. But you could clearly, again, hundreds of years of just over the video game that perpetually comes out of his Santa sack.
And I love that when he leaves.
Hey, you know what? Easy on the video games, by the way, Santa. All right, dial it back.
He leaves through the roof, and like the barmaid's like, "Oh, that drunk guy, he went to the roof. That door leads to the roof." And she of course gets up there. There's no trace of him or anything like that. And she looks up and she sees, and like it's like this magical, like, oh wow, mysticism. But then he leans over and pukes on the barmaid, and like there's like beans and stuff, and I'm like, oh, brutal.
This is my literal note. So it's the great trope of Santa going up in a sleigh in front of the full moon, and I'm not even lying, dude. I was like, he's gonna turn around and throw up on her. I knew I called it, like literally. I was like,
it was good.
He's gonna turn around, come back, and vom, because that's what you need from a drunk Santa. And I was like, perfect. That's an action movie type of thing. It's a fucked up Santa kind of thing. It's everything. I mean, the fact that I predicted it didn't make it any less appealing. It was horrible vom. It was great. And it goes into the,
There was one thing, I think it was in this scene where like they're like, oh, and you like drive the reindeer or whatever, and he goes, I mean, they're like, he goes, or they go, you drive the sled.
Steer a little.
And he goes like, yeah, I steer a little. Like, and I'm like, that's actually great, because I'm like, the reindeer are doing something.
You're not
like,
driving.
He's like, I don't know, I fucking steer.
You're not driving home, are you?
Maybe.
Oh, I gotta steer a little. Let reindeer do most of the driving.
So that's our setup with that. Then we go to middle of random. I don't know what about this, because like we go to like Connecticut, and there's just a guy kind of standing there, and a car comes and picks him up, and he greets his daughter who's in the back seat. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then like his wife's in the front seat, but we're not addressing that he just got picked up like by a random place. So
Sets
there's
up the these people aren't together.
Correct. Right. There's a relationship, but there's an issue. I did appreciate that the little girl's like, I don't remember what she quoted instantly, but she quotes Home Alone, and then they talk about Home Alone. And it's always interesting because some movies take the route of talking about other movies, real movies, and some don't. And I kind of appreciate the ones that do like address real movies. Because it's kind of a fourth wall.
Funny.
It's the most mild fourth wall break you can do.
Well, I literally wrote this. So these are our main characters: Jason, the father; Linda, the mother; and Trudy, the daughter. And I literally wrote, she makes a home. So daughter Trudy had watched Home Alone that day, very jazzed about it. I get it; it's a great movie. She's psyched about it. She says, "Merry Christmas, you filthy animal." I think when her dad gets in.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was like, and I literally wrote thoughts on movies citing other movies. What are your thoughts on that? So good, you've already kind of nailed that, because I guess I am like, it puts our movie in a world. It kind of brings some reality to it, even though it's not, because it's like, oh, this exists in a world where Home Alone exists. It exists in a real place. Like this, it grounds it in reality.
Oh, is this a documentary? Oh my, this must be.
That's exactly it. And it's the first of many movie references or like tropes or stylized things. And I'm gonna put it out there. This movie is Die Hard if Die Hard was a Christmas movie. I'm gonna say that. I'm just gonna say it like that.
Huh.
If it was, this would be the Die Hard of Christmas movies, or the Christmas movie of Die Hards. This is if Die Hard wanted to be a Christmas movie. This is what we're talking about here, folks. I'm just gonna put it out there. Take it for what you will. It's And I don't want to spoil any. Well, you guys have already watched it. Who cares? If not, what the hell are you listening for? This is wild. If you've gone this far and haven't watched the movie yet,
This is dumb.
Dude, that's how you get in the top 17 of our listeners. So yeah, Jason, Linda, Trudy drive to a mansion, the GT Lighthouse Complex, I believe it's called. So they're all last name is Lighthouse. We show up at this huge mansion. There's a security gate, clearly a rapport. As they move in, we understand these folks, Jason, Linda, and Trudy, to be family members of the mansion owner. So this is a clearly coming home to Christmas kind of situation. We see caterers. We see foreshadowing. Clearly caterers who aren't smiling and kind of over the rich folk routine.
Right. Dressed up.
Yeah, we see. Yeah.
Dressed up, but just don't look as jolly as they're dressed.
Yeah. We see a Scandinavian guy that has 80s villain written all over him.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought.
Really,
this guy's clearly Scandinavian.
Really screams that I'm going to be a person of interest.
Yeah, this guy.
Because
so
the complex has.
Oh, that's what I wanted. Yeah.
The complex has employees, but then obviously they also have like security and stuff like that because it's a massive place. But yeah, they did very little to make you wonder which ones, if someone's going to be part of the bad guy group, you don't really have to try that hard to figure out which ones.
It's pretty on the nose, all the foreshadowing. Yeah. We see family members. We see Edie Patterson is Jason's sister. She plays Elva. You know her from The Righteous Gemstones. I don't know if you've ever seen that show, but she plays the exact same character, like the middle child, second sister, who's like crass, kind of like obnoxious, wants mother's approval, but is willing to step on all of her other siblings to have it. Kind of a sister. Rude to the wait staff.
But also, like, this is where, so she's got what you believe to maybe be her husband, but you soon find out that it's like a boyfriend, boy toy type person. But
tragic Mike.
There's also Bert, who you're introduced to, which is the snobby shithead's
Her
nephew.
son.
Now, I don't know what
The
age,
wannabe influencer.
When I saw him, I'm like, okay, his age is probably like 16. But like, as Jason's talking about him, it's like, you remember Bert, my sister's son, who recently just got away with his first sexual harassment charge by paying off the school. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, this kid looks like a minor. And I'm like, and they're talking about like first sexual harassment charge and stuff. And I'm like, this is weird. But they're like, yeah, but it's funny that they're like, yeah, they paid off the school and it went away. And I'm like, haha, like real life does. Rich people can do things and then just pay things off.
Well, you know where he gets it from his mother, who has the classic line with Tragic Mike. So her boyfriend is like this Jean-Claude Van Dipshit, I think he's known as. Like he's a action movie star, but thinks he can actually Steven Seagal people out in public. Like he could have stopped 9/11. He says that, quote unquote, if he would have been on the plane. Like he thinks his action movie roles transfer into real life. Just kind of a dipshit. And in front of Bert, her son, she's sitting on a couch and tells him, this is a great quote, "Kiss me in front of my son."
I have that written down. Kiss me in front of my son. I'm like, like, it's so weird and like deranged thought process, but she's just like, kiss me in front of my son.
That might be one of the quotes of the movie.
No. Yeah, and then we get the big reveal. Whose house are we at? And that's where we get the big reveal. And did not know she was in the movie, but it is in fact the mother, played by Beverly D'Angelo, and she is vulgar.
I'm embarrassed by this because so she's on the phone. Another classic like power family move, because she's on the phone, bad mouthing somebody on the phone, like just talking shit to somebody. Like it's clearly like a business call, but she's like giving him the business, talking shit. And then at the end of the call goes, "Merry Christmas, Senator," or something like that. So it's like, oh, she was just shit talking the senator. It's like a classic power move. Like it then goes to address her kids. You can see the power dynamics of the family between Alva, sister, and Jason, his side of the family. Like, why are you sitting back there? Why are you standing up there? And we meet, Gertrude, the matriarch of the family, that we learn in this moment is the namesake for Trudy, Gertrude. They now call her Trudy.
But
and Bertrude.
you named your daughter Gertrude. He's like, you named your son Bertrude.
Yeah. Arguing about sucking up to the mother.
Oh,
who's
it's so good though.
wealthy.
Bertrude. I
Right,
literally like LOL'd. I'm like, I'm like, that's dumb, and I love
Bertrude.
it.
And I have to say I'm embarrassed because it took me 30 minutes into the movie. I didn't realize that it was Beverly D'Angelo at the moment. It took me
Oh, really?
way too late, and I was like, oh shit, I think we mentioned this last week maybe when we were talking about the movie. I was like, that's Beverly D'Angelo? What the fuck? Not even I would have guessed before that I don't know. It could have been Melanie Griffith with like way too much work or something. I don't know. I couldn't tell. Like it was like it was a rough look, but I think it worked for the movie. I think maybe she was just playing a character who had too much work done, and you're not gonna get your mom babe from Christmas Vacation in this, but you could imagine. And so we've established the family dynamics. There's rich, there's power, there's who's mom's favorite, is there money at stake, which there clearly is in any kind of family situation. And then we cycle back to, I think, Santa doing some more runs. So it's that, like, I think they put you in England at the beginning because that buys us time. So he's like 5 hours ahead of Connecticut at the time. It fits in chronologically, I think, with the time about when Santa's going to be getting here this evening as the lighthouses begin to celebrate Christmas. We get into a family, the Jason, Linda, Trudy talking about Christmas. Mm-hmm. Trudy didn't get to see Santa this year.
Because Dad was away.
Puts in a major plot point.
We still don't really know anything about the substance of why their family is upset, but Dad was away. Let me get, again, I'm bad with children and ages, but Trudy to me seemed a little old to be riding the whole Santa's still real thing.
And that goes into, I wrote a note, bad child acting 101. Didn't believe her as to be earnestly into Santa Claus. Like, she was saying the lines, but I just couldn't. It wasn't there for me, the connection. But I don't think it's about. I love bad child acting in an action movie. I think, and it wasn't the worst, but it was just bad enough to where I was like, you are into Santa? I don't get it. Like, you're saying the words, enough to where Jason, the father, realizes, obviously there's some marital strife here. They've been separated. Didn't go see Santa. So Jason goes to the closet to find a walkie-talkie so that Trudy for the rest of the night can talk to Santa. And he finds it in what is a classic family board game closet. And I want to get your opinion on the board game closet. What'd you think? Did it sum up any or bring up any feels for you?
I think it was good. I don't remember a lot of what was in there. I don't remember if you could see like brands and stuff, but I mean, I currently have a board game closet. We had the board game rack in the basement in our laundry room, if you recall, at my parents' house. We had the rack against the back wall. I mean, it's important to have a board game closet or a rack. So I applaud that that's a thing.
I like that they weren't perfectly stacked either. Like, they were sort of like angled. Like, you could tell they were thrown in there. And I was like, wow, rich people are just like us.
This family, like, I feel like that it wasn't right for this family because this family doesn't look like a family that would have board games. Like, there wouldn't be game night and stuff. So I do have a little continuity. I don't know if that's really a continuity error, but like a vibe error when I'm like, this family,
I can tell all the boxes are in great shape, though. They're not like worn through. All the seams are intact. Here are some of the games, just so you know. Brain Quest, Tribond, Mousetrap, Balderdash
is good.
Cranium,
Like Cranium.
Risk, Yahtzee, Battleship, Sorry, Scrabble. So most of the classics, not a lot of Catan. So they're not sitting down for. You're right. It's party games. It's old timey family games. They probably haven't played a board game in 20 years, and it shows. Yeah. What were your thoughts when Dad grabs the walkie-talkie from the game closet and gives it to Trudy? Clearly a measure to be like, I fucked up. let's give her a way to. Oh, Santa won't be able to talk to you, but Santa will be able to hear you from this walkie-talkie.
I think it's a bold move. I think he was really thinking on his feet. He seems like a guy that could make that adjustment. I think that was the right move. It seemed to pay off and work for her. Even if, obviously it's going to come into play later. But I think
right.
that was actually a pretty solid move at a time where there wasn't a lot of moves to be made. I think he nailed it. So yeah.
I wrote the note at the moment. I wrote, "Kid will definitely be talking to Santa later on through the walkie-talkie."
Correct. Right.
Yeah. So,
and that's fine.
then we get
it's a Christmas movie. So
I'm fine.
It's
Yes,
Christmas
we know
in
it.
action.
It's
That's
fine.
why
Yes.
it's fine to do it, because it's just that, like, yeah, you're not setting up like a whodunit drama where, like, I want foreshadowing to be deep, but, like, yeah, it's like, okay, that's going to come into play.
And that's what this movie does so well. I think it strikes the balance of, this is an 80s action movie and it's an 80s Christmas movie.
Right.
And they're parallel. They both toe the line, and they both have all
But
the
it walks the
hallmarks
line really well.
and the tropes.
It
Yeah.
does it very well, because every once in a while it steers you one way or the other, and I'll talk about one of those steers in a moment.
One of them, well, I don't know if this is the one you're thinking of, but it ends with the scene with the walkie-talkie with the classic children's Christmas wish.
Mm-hmm.
I just want mommy and daddy back together. Just one of those. And I was like, yes.
Of course, mom
Yes.
and dad hear her from outside, and they're like looking in turn, like, uh-oh.
Yep. This is awkward for us. Jeez.
But
All right,
I want to.
then we get to the.
I do want to
the-
work. I do want
action.
to mention one thing. We did get a couple of Santa montages of him getting hammered, going around to houses.
Mm-hmm.
There's an Amazon box under the tree. I don't know if the insinuation is that the parents put those there, or that he puts Amazon boxes there. I think the parents do.
I think it was that they do, because weren't they
Yeah.
upside down smiley or
Yeah.
frowny faces?
Oh, that's actually, I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that. Maybe they were.
A big detail.
There's one where he throws the milk out of the glass and then goes over to the liquor and pours bourbon
Yeah.
into the milky glass and starts drinking it. And
It
I'm
might
like,
even been like brandy,
something
something
out of a
I don't know.
decanter. And I'm just looking at it, and they put it up against like the fireplace light, and so you can see it's milky in the liquor. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, it's so good for a zero fucks giving guy. So I really liked that.
I did write that as a note. Drinking milk after beer. Thoughts?
Yeah. Oh,
Because that must be like, because he's clearly drinking all night, and he still does the Santa things. He loves good cookies, and he
Oh,
wants
yeah.
to try all the milk. Like, it's not like he feels like that just is part of who he is. Like, so he does try the milk.
Mm-hmm.
It's clearly like he spits it out sometimes, because I don't know how you drink the milk after the. This is part of the magic of Christmas, which nobody understands, which is a great
even
theme
him
throughout this
I
movie.
love that he just
Even
goes
him.
like,
That's
I
what-
don't
that's
know
the best.
Christmas. He's like, I don't
That's
know
the
Christmas
best.
magic, and it's like, right, because all of our
I
shit
don't
that
get
we
it
tell
either.
kids, we don't really
Yes,
back
yeah.
up, and we just go like Christmas magic. It's like our default.
But yeah, and that's the reason to explain a lot of things in the movie, and it's the best reason. Like, I wonder if the writers sat down and were like, no, we got to come up with like how this all works, and it's just like, it's Christmas magic. How does it work? I don't know. Santa doesn't either.
Right.
It's like, that's great. He doesn't know either.
Yep.
He just
You don't
became
get
Santa
some
one day.
sentimental like explanation.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, Christmas magic.
Yeah, he doesn't understand.
Now we have to have the bad stuff start taking place. So the sketchy
turning
people,
point,
the
yes.
sketchy people at the house turns out are sketchy. They start beating up the actual
Mm-hmm.
house employees. And our Scandinavian fellow goes, I don't really like Americans because you guys don't celebrate Boxing Day, and then punches a guy. And
Yeah.
I'm like, ha, dork.
Yep, the main security camera guy. Yeah, it's a
Yep.
great line. You don't celebrate my favorite holiday. What's that? Boxing Day. Boom. Knocks
Mm-hmm.
him out. We have an attack from all sides. We've got the staff, the security, getting beat up, killed actually. And we have I guess our main villain, who I didn't see coming, enter the main driveway, walks up to it. Unclear why he didn't just come in with the whole other group. I don't know why he had to make a dramatic late entrance. Silence, pistols, the one. For a rich family with security, I don't know why you got one old guy, tending the main entrance gate. Kind of an easy takedown. But John Leguizamo, Mr. Scrooge as he's known, They all have these code names: Gingerbread, Candy Cane, Frosty.
Krampus.
So all the bad guys have these names. But yeah, John Leguizamo comes in. We wrangle up the family: Jason, Linda, Trudy, Elva, Grandma.
Before we get
Mom,
back
all
into the
of it.
house, I love that John Leguizamo throws me for one of my first curves. John Leguizamo does the old concept of, oh, my car broke down. And the guy's like, oh, this is a private road. He goes, yeah, it's the first house I've seen in miles. And so the guy's like, I'll call you a tow. And John Leguizamo pulls out the pistol, and my brain is waiting for the wait right there, not so fast. No, he pulls out the pistol and just shoots the guy in the fucking head. Like, and it caught me off guard because I'm like, oh, they didn't go for the hold up. He's just like, no, I'm just going to shoot you in the fucking head. So that was kind of a
my
nice
thought
little...
was, why not just start with that? Why even bring up the broken down car?
Right,
Why do you even have
just
to
shoot
pretend?
him? Why? Yeah, you kind of just wasted 20 seconds.
What do you say we cut the chit chat? A-hole.
But yeah, just had to establish him as like some kind of, he's a scammer. He's a schemer.
Yeah.
As the Joker would say, he's got a plan. It's all part of the plan. But yeah, they get in there, get the whole family into the main family room, surrounded by all of our bad guys with guns, and they pull off what is the most diabolical move in a modern action movie. As Bert says, he shouts out, "They've cut off the Wi-Fi." And that's when you know it's serious. They've cut off the Wi-Fi. Sorry, no internet access. There's a great plot hole removed from this. Nobody has access to Wi-Fi, which could obviously help in a lot of situations.
He goes,
we've got to establish that right up front.
I believe the terms, he goes, Grandma, your Wi-Fi sucks dick. And then Beverly D'Angelo goes, I begged you to beat him when he was young. And I'm like, oh my God.
That's great.
I'm like, the grandma's like, I begged you to beat him.
Suck it, Bertrude. And we got to say, just for a note on the security, I was like, is there not enough security for this place? It seems strange. And as the actions, so we're full on into like some violent, bloody gore, shooting, killings, and it's like, no, they just hired kind of the most incompetent security that ever. They just kind of take the bullets. People enter the room, they just stand there, absorb it.
We find out Santa's in the house now. So during the Santa montage, he was in multiple houses, and during
he's arriving in Connecticut
when he's drinking, I believe the bourbon milk. That's the first scene that he is actually in their house. You just don't know that he's in this house at the time. But a couple of notes is, sorry, what was Alva's Steele? What's Elva's boyfriend's name?
That's his name. Yeah, it's Steele something.
But
yeah.
They run to the one side of the room and just, like, if you notice, he like plants his hand on the back of the couch and just slides like 5 feet on the back of the couch to get to the end of the couch faster, but it doesn't really do anything. But it's just like this little like action movie type move that he does, just kind of further supporting that he's just a dingbat because he's trying to do like this slide on the couch move, even though he's not like ready for any sort of attack or anything.
His name's Morgan Steele.
Morgan
the
Steele.
actor is Cam Gigandet. Here's some trivia. It was based on Mark Wahlberg. Like Wahlberg, Steele stars in several films about the military, and he says he could have stopped the hijackers on 9/11 had he been on board the plane. A claim Wahlberg made and apologized for in 2012.
Yes, that's even better.
That's good. That's good lore.
But John Leguizamo, so people in this montage, people have died by guns. All right, gunfire has happened, and many people have died. Two of the security people have guns, and they go up and find John Leguizamo in the room. Jimmy, we find out his name to be, and he goes, and he has a little baton, and that's his weapon. And so they just walk up to him, and then he beats them up. I'm like, you had guns. This is an intruder. People have
they
died.
try to melee him with the guns.
Why didn't you just shoot the man? You had guns. Like, that was like, oh,
with
come
the patriarch.
on.
Yes.
Very
With
frustrating.
with the mother. We've got like Candy Cane, the woman. She's using size, Raphael style. Like a lot of good balance of gun and just gore. And so at that point, the security's eliminated, the staff's eliminated. We've got just the family. We start moving the plot forward to understand why John Leguizamo has this plan, and it's been planned for months and months and months. Apparently, it's this. It's an
They don't
incredible
really
plan
go
that
into it.
He's put together.
He's just
Yeah.
like, I already figured all of the things that you're wondering how I figured out.
At this time, we also have Santa in his first fight scene. So this is before John Leguizamo reveals his motivations. Elsewhere in the house, they think everything's cleaned out, but one of the bad guys gets into it with Santa. And this is a great scene because I think the first Santa fight scene, he didn't want. He was trying to get out of there.
Yeah,
His
guy's ass whooped.
I guess this is the thing. This is where we open up the lore too about how he gets up and down chimneys that nobody can be able to fit in, because he like taps his nose, gives a little flinch to his nose, and he's able to, again, through Christmas magic, go up and down the chimney that regular human beings couldn't fit down. But for some reason, it's not working in this moment.
Yep.
So he has to fight this guy or defend himself from this dude. And these are my questions going into it. Can Santa be hurt? Does he feel pain? Can he die? Can he kill? And we got those answers in this question. He's not a superhuman. He doesn't have he's not like Superman. He's not like super strong. He doesn't have his suit isn't an impenetrable barrier from knives, bullets, hammers, anything like that.
It's roughed up pretty bad.
Yeah. It makes you feel like in this scene, he's, kind of just a guy.
Yeah, you have a
way.
concern that Santa can legitimately get killed too.
Yeah.
So it's less about Santa saving the family and more of Santa could end up dying.
Yeah. And and it's like, in this moment, I'm like, this is really Santa Claus fighting. It's like, this is the movie that I'm watching right now. Like, you keep forgetting that it's not like, it's like, this is the movie they went with. This is Santa Claus in a fight, not like a drunken brawl mall Santa. This is really Santa Claus up against it, trying to save himself. And then, we get into this moment where he actually does want to save the child, save Trudy, because he does find his way out. He does end up tooth and nail winning the fight. He can kill. I don't think he means to at first, but he just means to defend himself. But he gets out of there. He looks back into the family room where everybody's gathered. John Leguizamo was starting to give his motivation, and he sees Trudy in there, the kid, and he is the real Santa in that moment.
It's his guilty conscience. He's like, fuck.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
So,
he gets himself
you
back
neglected
in there.
one thing. I have in my note here
What's that?
that John Leguizamo at this point, after the Santa fight, John Leguizamo did the deed, and he said violent night, and I'm like, yay! And when he said the movie title, but yeah, he asked Beverly D'Angelo asked about the extraction team and all this, and he goes, I know everyone. I vetted everyone. He goes, I know their something. He goes, I know their dick sizes. I go, well, that was a weird one to drop to say that you know a lot about people. And I'm like, and they don't really address that. And I'm like, someone should ask follow-up question to that. Like, why did you go to that?
Classic movie line, though, just really knowing your guys. You gotta. And he gives the motivation. We learn some kind of tie-in to Middle East war crimes and $300 million classic.
I still don't really understand what they were describing. I'm like, I know it involves her having $300 million cash.
Yes, and somehow her family, as a rich family, they were meant to siphon money out to the good actors in the Middle East, but she just ended up disappearing in the fog of war. So she clearly has stolen, or the family, the complex, her whatever sort of paramilitary government / whatever illegal rich family operation has siphoned the money, and it's now in a vault in the basement of this mansion. $300 million. That is uncrackable. Would take days, apparently. And she could re-scramble the code in the moment. But no, John Leguizamo stops it because he's been planning this for months. Again, he knows that was going to be her next move. In that case, why did he even let her have it in her hand? I don't understand. It was a little too close to call, but we'll just go with it. So Santa's coming back into the house. We have a great a great little family arcade there.
Yeah, I
and the
have
house
that.
pinball
I
table.
call it Santa in the Rumpus Room.
Yeah.
Really, really solid,
Rumpus
like
room.
a jealous basement.
Yeah.
I look at that, I'm like, "Man, that's a nice basement."
Yeah, yeah. And it's one of these houses too that has Christmas trees in like every main room too. So we've got a Christmas tree in there. Got the pool, darts, everything. And this is the fight where I was like, great, a very fun fight. So each fight kind of amps up. So he's getting more violent. I love his move of like reaching into his Santa sack to try to find a weapon to use.
It's
He
just
gives a
presents.
video game. Does anybody want
Yeah.
a bat for Christmas? A baseball bat.
Just it's stupid,
He
shitty
settles
presents
on
that don't help.
Yeah, a candy cane, I think. A giant candy cane to help with the fight. Going against a guy with a gun. I think this is Frosty that he's fighting. But again, this is like
Yes.
he's a regular dude. He's just a regular dude fighting, and he, I mean, he's strong. He does. You could tell like maybe he's out of practice, but he can fight. He's not like a total like mall Santa. He's still got like regular guy vibes. He's not a mercenary. He's not per se. He's not like special forces combat. And if he was, he's years removed, which we learn later from it. But he's holding his own. But he is getting cut up, bloodied. Like it is a brutal fight. I love the star, the Christmas tree star in the eye.
Christmas
That was
tree
a
star right
nice
in
touch.
the fucking eye, like
Right in the
driven
fucking
into
eyeball.
the eye socket, folks.
Yeah.
And then that obviously doesn't kill the man, but what does is that you can plug in that star, and then he's electrocuted and gets set on fire.
Yep. He gets his whole fucking face set on fire.
Yeah.
And then that's the point where he's bleeding, hurt, battered, that he grabs Frosty's walkie-talkie, cycling through it because, everybody's trying to reach Frosty, and he accidentally, of course, switches over to the channel that Trudy's got on her walkie-talkie. We make first contact with Trudy, with Santa. And she's just obviously enthralled with Santa. Santa says he's got to go. This is one of the best lines, or best back and forth in the movie, too. Santa's like, he's going to save her. Trudy wants to get saved. She's in a family. They're surrounded by guns. He says, I will. But first I got to go shove it. And then she goes, up the ass? Little Trudy.
Like, well,
shove it up the ass. He's like, hey, we want to keep you on the nice list. Yeah.
And then she goes, how about butthole? And he's like, I mean, that's better, but you really shouldn't.
That's
like,
still borderline. I don't know.
Yeah. Then he goes, yeah,
but
that's what he goes.
anus-
He goes, borderline. She's like, what about anus? And he's like, I mean, technically, that's true.
That's the technical term for it. I love that. How about anus? It's like, God, you don't see that in a lot of movies. Like, it's just so good. I love it. Just a wholesome moment between girl and Santa.
But right before that, when they asked, they're like, Frosty, is that you? I was waiting for him to be like, oh yeah, it's me. Like the whole fake pretend you're the person that you just killed. But he goes, oh, I assume that's your friends. No, I stabbed him in the face, in an eye with the star. He's dead. Like, I love that he just kind of like describes it. He's like, oh, no, I killed that guy. And then this is the part where it gets like, they go back to the family and now they're like deciding we're going to start hurting people. Mm-hmm. And the first tool they go to is a nutcracker. And they go to Jason and they just put his finger in a nutcracker and they do not hold back. Like they crunch it and then like twist it and
spin it.
Like it is. Now
I was surprised it was still attached.
Yeah, you don't get any gore from it, so I don't know if it was more of just like was it supposed to be crushed or like.
I don't know because we see it later in the movie. It looks kind of normal, maybe a little bruised up. And I guess what are they? So they're trying to get information about. They want to know what Santa, like who else is in the house, right? Because they don't know. It's like we thought we got everybody. Who else or who hired Santa? Who is this Santa? Who hired him? And they're like, we didn't. And then we get into a lot of the Santa isn't real kind of stuff. Where we're talking
really
to Santa.
Really weird time for
like,
Jason to get upset and to drop the Santa isn't real bomb. Very odd timing.
Yeah.
I felt like this was poor timing on Dad's part.
Yeah, this is where Trudy finds out Santa's just in front of even the bad guys are like, oh fuck. Like,
yeah. Like I think it was
awkward
Krampus was like, oh.
Yeah. We see. then they're gonna bring out he's like, it's not a finger cracker, it's a nutcracker, and they get out the giant nutcracker. And of course, Beverly D'Angelo's obsessed with typical rich white woman thing. Every old white woman is obsessed with one kind of trope for Christmas, whether it's nutcrackers, snowmen, snowflakes, trees, wreaths. Like, you got to pick one. You can't diversify. You got to pick one thing that you're really into and go hard on it. And she's into the nutcracker, so they get the giant nutcracker. He says something about, I want those balls flattened in between the nutcracker. And that's when he drops the bomb, the No Santa bomb. And then we go to see that Santa's in somewhere else in the house. Yeah. And also severely tatted up. We're like, whoa, Santa's got tribal. Like,
lots of different.
Like, yeah.
Because I was trying to see, I'm like, right. The setup was 2 big circles kind of on his pecs, full sleeved arms. So that made me think, obviously based on my wrestling, I'm like, oh, very Polynesian, Uso, Roman Reigns-esque. But there's like Celtic ropes in there and stuff like that. But I don't know that if that's the idea. Is that, okay, so is this supposed to be all one thing? Or is it supposed to be like Santa's everywhere? So Santa has like different cultural stuff. I don't know. But Santa's tatted up. But we get like a lot of wound repair of like sterilizing needles and sewing up his wounds.
Fire, yeah. He's doing it himself. And he ends up passing out from the pain, I guess, and having a flashback to his old Viking self or whatever. Nicomund the Red was his name. He was a warrior, we find out. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, who wielded a gigantic Thor-like hammer, a two-handed. If you play RPGs, you would call it, he's a single weapon, two-handed wielder. So it's a little bit, typically makes you a little bit slower, but more powerful. You know, it's a solid melee weaponry. What was the name of the hammer again? The
Skull Crusher.
Should have wrote this down.
Skull Crusher.
Skull Crusher, yeah. Duh. That makes sense because you could line up 3 guys in a row and crush all through their skulls.
Yeah.
And this is where I think maybe he's not such a regular guy. You know, we're getting into some more Santa lore. We're understanding the connection with the magic. You know, he didn't choose this life. This life chose him. I'm starting to see.
And he explains to Trudy that even him and Mrs. Claus have had their problems and stuff. And I'm like, wow, this guy's really, he's really trying to humanize everything. And I'm like, they took, again, weird angles with this. And he's like, nah, it's like, not that I don't love her. It's just that, you know, sometimes the magic goes away, and using the term magic and everything. And he starts explaining like why Christmas matters and why Santa matters and stuff. It's a very interesting Act 2 kind of slowdown of things.
He tells Trudy he used to be greedy and mean. He used to be a bad guy. You know, not everybody's perfect. And then we get into, I think, the last third of the movie. We see some more action. We see an outside militia, some snowmobiles.
Presumably the aforementioned extraction team.
Extraction team that's going to save the family. They're looking at the house. We have, what's the guy's name? Who's the commander? Like,
I can't remember.
Thorpe. His last name's Thorpe. Here's some, it is a reference to Die Hard, Thorpe. So Commander Thorpe. The book on which Die Hard is based, Nothing Lasts Forever, was written by Roderick Thorpe.
Look at that.
Look
at these little Easter eggs.
Some more trivia. Yeah. So he has the great 80s line, typical, I like my operations like I like to fuck. Hard, fast, and with minimal cleanup. It's like, what is that? Okay, good. That movie needed this line.
Yeah,
it did.
I paraphrased, but I did have that noted down there. Yeah. I'm just like, what? So random.
It's up there with the quotes of the movie. So then they start their expedition to get towards the house, all on snowmobiles, and it has that scene, like kind of the cool scene where the snowmobiles crisscross. You know,
yeah,
like
very,
one jumps over
very
the
90s
other, you know,
extreme movie for no reason.
Yeah, can't just all drive straight lines. They gotta like weave in and out and
cool.
You know, have the shots from underneath.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it's a beauty. It's a real treat. This is when I write. Why are the criminals just still hanging around? Get the money. What's the plan? Like you have like what's
Yeah.
happening? Like you're just holding all these people in this room. And meanwhile, we do have a gift giving scene, or I know it was probably past, but Krampus is like, "Hey, start giving presents to mom." We've got a
Yes.
script given from Steel for Explosion Man, or I don't even know what it's called.
It was so stupid, but it was good. I liked it.
We've got Elva giving a picture of mom and her when she was born. Mom hates it.
It's like, I know, I was there.
Yeah. Then we've got a secret letter from Jason that the mom reads, not aloud, and they kind of just acknowledge each other, but nothing is said.
Yeah, so you don't know if
and-
because Jason basically tells Elva, no, Linda earlier, like, what if I was to tell you that, like, I want to be done with this family, I don't want the money and stuff like that. So I think there was a kind of confusion with Beverly D'Angelo's reaction to that letter. Is I'm like, did he have this revelation and the letter was telling his mom off, or was the letter sentimental that he's now regretting because he just determined that he wanted to go off? So like, I didn't understand what the letter was gonna be. So that because it was the only thing it could be was basically one of two extremes, but at that time you don't really know which one it's going to be. But
And we
don't get much
presume
more from it.
sentimental. I mean, I know he wants to get away from the family, but Jason's a good guy. We understand. A lot of the family business and his mother has consumed him, and that's taken up a lot of his time, which has caused
Right.
some of the marital strife throughout this time. And he kind of wants out. He has some quote about going to what his therapist says about his mom too. But that's just a plot point for later in the film. But yeah, party's like, what's going on with this vault? Why aren't they just getting out of there? We go back to, I think, a conversation with Trudy and Santa, and she gives him a little pump up speech. Like, what do you want to wish for? You're the guy granting everybody else's wish. What do you want? He wishes for Mrs. Claus, right? That and through the magic of Christmas, his wish for Mrs. Claus leads him to a sledgehammer. Like it was just a really nice little scene that Trudy helps him find the magic. He starts to go full hero mode in another battle, and this is when the extraction team is entering the house, and we learn them to be not good guys anymore because John Leguizamo, again, the planner of many months, has fully co-opted this extraction team. We see that Steele's death.
A couple points is that so when Santa gets eventually brought back into the house and everything, we find out Jimmy, the John Leguizamo character, hates Christmas because like his dad broke his neck on Christmas Day, so not a fan. Santa gets out, but then like there's this weird part where like Krampus punches Bert like in the face for like seemingly like very little reason, and then Morgan Steele goes out, jumps out the window,
Escapes, jumps out the
escapes,
window.
gets to the extraction team, and then the extraction team just kills him, and that's when you go, oh, the extraction team has now been compromised. But yeah, that was yeah. So
So the extraction team gets
Santa's
in there.
the barn,
they try to take
right?
shots at Santa, right? They shoot him. It's like right away. It's like, got him on the roof, take shots at him. He dives off, goes into the barn, finds the sledgehammer. And there's this great montage of him to the tune of Bryan Adams, I believe, singing
It is.
a slow-paced Christmas cheesy song about a Christmas tree. It's like, I don't know if I've ever heard it before, but a great dichotomy of utter violence mixed with the soothing tones of a Bryan Adams Christmas. I think it worked pretty well.
I compared it. It was very much he got his Deadpool scene. It's like the opening scene of a Deadpool movie.
Oh yeah.
Soothing, pleasant music, horrible violence of 1 versus 20. Like delightful. Now I'm upset because I have a callback to the anus joke, but I don't remember exactly how it came back into play. I think he said he was gonna like shove his like sledgehammer up their anus or something like that. He called
something like that.
There was a callback to the anus joke.
There was another anus, which was great. Yeah, it was a great callback.
But I mean, there's some brutal kills in this. For one,
and he's very versed with the sledgehammer.
He puts his fist into a ice skate and then starts like he chops someone's head clean off, and the body falls, and the head's like propped up by the skate that's pushed into like a pole. He's got some of the
ways he uses the sledgehammer. Just multiple, like throwing it, standing it up, like I mean, he's got
to the knee.
He's just
the old knee smash with a hammer. Those are brutal to see. He uses a old timey runner sled and impales someone with the sled.
Yeah.
I
like the scene. The scene ends in a great way too. So he goes outside. The last guy tries to huck a grenade at him. He holds it, grabs it, and stuffs it down his pants. This is great. I've never seen that in a movie. I don't think.
He goes, nope. He's like, how about a little stocking stuffer, and puts it down his pants.
Yeah. It's a great line. A great way to kill someone because it's in this guy's pants. They're like snow pants. He's not gonna be able to find it. Obviously, he's got to turn around to see. He walks away and turns around. He's like, I gotta see this.
Yeah, he goes,
just
I gotta watch.
A terrible way to go.
Yeah.
As this is going on, Trudy's kind of trying to save herself. She escaped. She runs. So she had run away after she found that Santa wasn't real. Candy Cane and Gingerbread are trying to find her. She escapes to the attic, and this is where we get probably my favorite scene of the movie. So we foreshadowed Home Alone. She tells Santa she's going to Home Alone it. She had just seen Home Alone. She's going to Home Alone. And you're like, oh, that's cute. So she's up in the attic, obviously. You come up to, she's got like just nails straight up in front of the ladder. So it's like pretty obvious. Like they seem like pretty obvious traps that she's setting up. And then we learned that it was way more sophisticated. She has this guy, this dude falls the nail through the mouth. We've got bowling balls. We've got falling on nail beds over and over. We've got this crazy glue shit. It was a real fun watch. It was it made me want a Violent Night 2, and it's just Violent Home Alone. That's all. I just I wanted more of that. I wanted so much more of that.
It felt like this is what Home Alone should have been. Like
rated R Home Alone.
Horribly
it's great.
violent Home Alone.
Yeah. And it was totally it's totally ripping it off, but knowingly. Like it was an homage to it, but Home Alone is violent in a way, but they don't show you the goods, Right. You want to see the fucking kids. You want to see these people getting just rocked, and just even the scene where Gingerbread's holding up the nail. You just know. You see it coming, but you just want it so bad.
It doesn't matter. You're just like, no,
it's
I'm
so
fine with
great.
this.
Yep. Just a beautiful scene. Lots of violence. I'm just glad we got it. I want more. If there's a way to make more of that, I'm in for it. Then Santa comes in for the rescue at the end. For Trudy, we're starting to get to the climax of the movie. We've got Santa working his way through all the team. We've got Linda and Alva and Bertrude taking out Krampus with some fire irons. So you can tell we're coming to the head, to where we get eventually to Santa v. John Leguizamo.
Mm-hmm.
So as we know, even at this point, if John Leguizamo believes, and I suspect he does, as you mentioned, his lore, he's not a Christmas fan. He's not a Santa fan.
No.
So not only is Santa ruining his operation that he's planned for months and months to steal this money, but now he's just got a personal beef with him. Santa. And this gets to one of the best tropes in action movies too. So we've got a one-on-one fight. We've got Leguizamo v. Santa. And this is always the weirdest thing. Like the main bad guy, somehow, even though he's hired all this ex-military special forces, is always the best fighter of the group. Right. He gives Santa the best
and that
fight
makes very
for some
little
reason.
Sense.
Yeah. Like
and
it should have been over right
Leguizamo.
away.
Like he's a non-military guy, and John Leguizamo's not young. John Leguizamo is a very average-sized man in his late 50s. Like he shouldn't be the best fighter or best anything at this point.
And Santa really struggles to take him down, in so much as that it's truly to the death. It reminds sort of like when I don't know, like you see like Tommy Lee Jones fights Steven Seagal in Under Siege. It's like, yeah, Tommy Lee Jones is technically part of the operation, but he's not like your muscle. Like he's knife fighting him, but it's like, how does he fight Steven Seagal for so long when all these other military guys could? Yeah, it's great. It's a great trope. The fight lasts for several minutes, and it ends with a great. We're fighting in front of a chimney. Did you see it coming? Mm-hmm. Did you see it coming?
I didn't.
Leguizamo's doing work on Santa, stabbing him, all this shit. Like he's on his last legs. Grabs Leguizamo, does his twitch, sucks him right up the chimney. Of course, Santa can go through, but Leguizamo cannot. Yeah,
and Leguizamo got crushed because humans' flesh and bones can't fit up this chimney.
He comes up the top of the chimney, just a torso.
Yeah.
So that's the end for us, or we think. But apparently Commander Thorpe's still alive, just pops him 5 easy shots, falls to his death. Santa's dead. Thorpe gets killed
by Beverly D'Angelo.
And now we deal with, who had right in the face. She found the gun in the snow, and we have a dead Santa on our hands. The family all around: Jason, Linda, Trudy, Alva, and I guess apparently the whole time the money was at the snowmobiles. That was good to know. I didn't make that connection until they were like, "We have to keep him warm," and I was like, "Do we? Do we have to keep him warm?" I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't. Yeah, it doesn't look like it looks like you're admitting that he's dead, but then he's like, "I'm cold," and he's like, "We got to keep him warm." I'm like, for what? And then Alva basically says, like, he's basically dead. Like, Alva really doesn't want to burn this money. She kind of says what we're thinking, and she's like, he's basically dead.
You can tell it was just shoveled in there as a scene to make Jason not seem like such an asshole, because as we learned, the note from Jason to Mom was that he had stolen the money. When the vault was open, there was no money in there. Jason had stolen it. That was going to be his big plan to escape. She wasn't supposed to read the note till the next day when he would be long gone. But no, I guess he is a good guy because he's willing to burn the money to save Santa. There's a moment where they all say they believe, and through the magic of Christmas, he comes back to life. How? He doesn't know. Again, great line.
Yeah.
It's the magic of Christmas. I don't know.
He's like, Christmas magic? Like, it was very much a Tinkerbell thing. Like, everyone's saying that they had to believe. And then he's like, how could we ever repay you? And he's like, I mean, you brought me back from the dead. I'd say we're even.
I'd say we're even. And have the classic line of, you saved her. No, she saved me. Okay, just a nice little warm your heart moment as everybody's all bloodied up. And that kind of, wraps up. We've got the family maybe intact.
We don't know.
A lot. I mean, it's another great action movie thing. A lot of dead bodies around, but just can savor that moment. Savor the nice. That trauma will come into play later, I'm sure. Or we just move on. Everybody's okay. We're all good. Everybody's fine. Forget that Steele's dead. All that. Yeah, it's fine. We move on. Santa takes a sleigh up. I was expecting another one of those moments, like at the end where he's in front of the moon, where like it makes like a car breaking down sound or something like that. But the reindeer had come back. They got his new sack. And that was kind of it. Solid. What was your... well, after knowing that, I did look up the scores. 74 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
Pretty solid for an action movie. 88 audience score.
Okay.
Which is fair.
I agree with that.
It's not a great film. It's entertaining. I could see watching it again.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah. Like if it had, I would watch it again. And again, kind of the combo of, I just love the idea of having to keep this is Santa Claus. This is Santa Claus. This is not like an action. This is really Santa Claus that's fighting and bloody and killing. And it's like I just love that.
I guess that's the hardest thing is that you forget, because the movie's entertaining enough. You forget that it's supposed to be Santa Claus, even though I think they realized that they had a movie that was going to be hard to keep the Santa concept in the forefront. and that's why they addressed so many things in the downtimes, is just to keep you tied in to Santa lore. But
And I didn't expect kind of the Christmas Santa part of it. I just expected it was going to be like he's like a mercenary trained special forces type guy. He's just invincible and he's just going to go rogue and crazy and kill everybody. I didn't expect the connection to being like a regular person, that there was Christmas storytelling. Again, it's equal parts G-rated 90s Christmas family movie with like rated R 80s action.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely surprised me. I felt like I sort of knew what I was expecting, but even more. A couple other trivial points. Scrooge asks Santa Claus. So Leguizamo asks Santa Claus, "All right, who the hell are you, really?" Some security guard who's watched too many action flicks, which echoes Hans Gruber's question to John McClane in Die Hard, where he says, "You know my name, but who are you? Just another American who saw too many movies as a child."
Oh.
Tip of the cap, tip of the cap. Beverly D'Angelo appears as the family matriarch in another Christmas movie that we know, Christmas Vacation. Both movies include heavily armed and trained individuals invading her home on Christmas Eve, explosion, someone's hair catching on fire, and death by Christmas tree electrocution.
Okay.
It's probably a little bit liberal.
Yeah, it's
the explanation of that, but what'd you think of the soundtrack? Or I mean, it was very Christmas. I like the had some classic tunes, but kind of had its own actiony Christmas spin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked it.
Solid.
Yeah, I think it worked for what it needed to be.
Yeah. I give it. I'd probably be right in there out of 10. Like a 7.5. I'm right there with like the Rotten Tomatoes, probably right around there. 7.5 to 8. I think it's fair. That's a fair rating.
Yeah, I wouldn't go higher than
7.5,
but I liked it.
I'd watch it once a year, once every couple of years. I'd check it out. I don't know if I'll watch it again next year for sure, but right. It would be in the rotation to consider. And the talks, everybody, is that there will be a sequel.
Oh. Spoiler.
So we'll see how that
teaser.
So let us know. Let us know your thoughts, what we missed, anything like that. I hope it was worth a watch and raised your Christmas spirit. One chestnut. All right. This is going to infuriate me.
What?
Let's do our bets.
Okay.
Football. I'm dead to football now after last night's game. Your reverse mush worked.
We'll see.
It worked.
We'll see.
We're playing each other this week. Now I'm intentionally trying to reverse mush, but all my dudes shit the bed yesterday. 3 of my lineup. And this is what I hate. All right. I'd lose like 150 to 140. If you're going to activate a guy, Josh Jacobs, make sure he's healthy. All right. I don't need the shit where he comes in for once every 6 plays and he's active. He's ready to go. I have the backup running back. I could have started him. Just sit him in the game. Now I got to sit. I got to watch a game where he's barely playing. Then, of course, the one goal line touch he gets or one of them he fumbles. It was a nightmare. Then, of course, the quarterback gets injured, and so I got the backup who doesn't even look Christian Watson's way. He would have been wide open, streaking on one time, didn't even look him, kept looking at the tight end to dump it off. Merry Christmas. Damn it. That's a terrible way to go out. I'm just saying. It's infuriating. Anyways.
We'll see.
All right, football bets.
All right, football. So,
I
I don't know what our last week results were. Did you check those?
I did. I had a solid 0-3 week.
Okay.
In an effort to catch up to me, you went 1-2. So you're now 15-30. I'm 20-25.
I only got the one that was the opposite of you.
Yes. So you have a lead 8-7 in head to head. Going into the week. So I believe this week I go last.
Yes,
I go
I
last
go
for
first. So
week 17.
week 17, Christmas week. Lots going on those Christmas games. I think we do see an embarrassment. I'm happy to do this. I'm going to pick a Christmas game. I'm going to take the Denver Broncos minus 5.5 at the Chiefs. I'd love to see the Chiefs just come out here and lay down. No Patrick Mahomes, no will to live. I think they're like deactivating and benching people. So let's get the Denver Broncos to win by a couple scores here.
Oh, FanDuel is giving out holiday gifts.
Oh.
I don't know what that means. I'm sure it's not a reason for me to bet more and lose more.
Right.
So week 17. So yeah, we're at the end of it here. Again, we're each picking 3 games head to head for the year. Loser has to eat something spicy or cry a little bit on the stream and fake it. I don't know, something like that. So it was the Christmas day is the 25th. That's the first day of the week, obviously.
Yep.
Makes sense because it's a Thursday anyway. Wow, you're going with the Christmas. Wow, the real stinkers for Christmas. Actually, Texans Chargers. I don't know. You know what? I guess it depends on what anybody's going to have to play for at this point in the season. I'm going to take a big spread.
Okay.
I'm going to do spread eagle. I believe the Patriots will be fighting still for the top spot in the AFC.
Yeah, they will.
So giving up 9.5 points at the Jets is not too much to ask.
All right.
It's a big spread, but I got to believe they're going to try real hard. They're going to want it more, you know?
Oh, for sure. I think that's the only logical thing to think.
We've got the Giants-Raiders matchup this week, too.
The battle of the suck.
Giants favored in that one by 3.
A lot of good games, but that usually means I don't want to lay down numbers on them. Shoot. I'm going to take the New Orleans Saints minus 2.5 at Tennessee. Now, a month ago, the New Orleans Saints had like 1 win, but they have 4 wins now. Are they good? No, but they are playing like
They're
one
a
of the worst
professional
teams
football
in the
team.
league.
Yep.
So,
Give me...
win by field goal. I could see a 21-17 game.
After watching last night, the Bears, they just can kind of suck out of any situation. They get +3 at the Niners. I'll take it. Bears +3. at San
Wow.
Francisco. I don't think San Francisco's that good. Their defense isn't great, and I don't understand how they won yesterday. They've had a few of those wins this year. If they don't fully win, I think +3 gets them there.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna just go the other one. I'm gonna do on Christmas Day. I think I gotta see one last really good game from the Lions. So I'm gonna take the Lions minus 3.5 at Minnesota, and I just took 3 favored away teams. So I am not sure what all of those are going to bring.
So I got to pick one of those. So you got Denver minus 5.5 at KC, New Orleans minus 2.5 at Tennessee, Detroit minus 3.5 at Minnesota, and I don't think I take Minnesota at all. I don't think KC is going to be able to score.
Tell me you're taking the opposite of that shitty ass game.
In the battle of the suck, I will take Tennessee plus 2.5 against New Orleans. They could. You never know.
It's the best coin to toss.
It could happen. In a battle of the suck, anybody can win.
Yeah.
That'll do. Everybody have a good Christmas. This will probably be one of the only pods that people have. A lot of podcasts take off during Christmas week. Not this one.
Not us.
We're a professional operation. We're going to keep it going. So
Yep.
you got an hour and a half. So we
I
helped
say
you chunk
play
out
this-
some of the time from other pods.
Play this as the kids are opening up presents Thursday morning if you want. It'll be available Wednesday, but you can throw this on, and we'll spend Christmas morning with you.
Yes, that'd be a delight. So yeah, start from the first. Have a marathon. Really, let's get those numbers up. That'll be a Christmas miracle.
Oh wow! Yeah, let's get those listens up.
Yeah, or don't. We'll be all right.
I mean,
we'll
would it
figure
kill
it
you
out.
to just play Spotify in the background on your Wi-Fi? Just like hook up something and just play it 24 hours a day. Would it kill you? Probably
Yeah,
not.
that's what gets you into the top 1%, Bob.
Bob.
Let it play. Let
Yeah.
it play. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Oh, I guess we'll have a show before that. Whatever. Hey, you guys get it.
Whatever,
All right,
this is
later.
Faded like an old arcade screen. Man and jet back where the stories began. Joystick dreams and a pocket full of quarters. Laughing about pets and a taste of disorder. From pixel skies to the vinyl they spun. Movies and memes under the same neon sun. Time hit pause, but the jokes never ended. Two old souls with the past still pretended.